Yet again, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it is an important time to trust your intuition more than ever, especially when it comes to the actual 11th of July. You're going to find yourself like questioning, you're going to find yourself wondering about something it's really going to open your eyes like there is no tomorrow. This is a very important moment in time, more important than you can possibly imagine, because your eyes are going to be open, and this is something that I need you to pay attention to, because lots of things that didn't make sense in your life are going to start making sense at this moment in time and onwards, because this in itself on the 11th of July and onwards, from the 11th of July and until the end of the month, my Lord, this time, this period, this stage in your life is going to play such an important role, because in between you're also going to have a little message. You're going to have your messenger that is going to come through, your messenger that is going to come forward. And the messenger that I'm talking about, it's going to come in a form of like the actual either crow or either the actual raven, or it's going to be like a really kind of big bird, very similar bird in kind of shape like that, but most certainly it's pretty much so a lot to do with the actual either raven or an either crow. But if it's not one of these two birds, then it's just going to be something that is very similar to this bird, or something that's going to be quite very much so strongly connected to this type of birds. And both raven and the actual crow are very powerful when it comes to this world and when it comes to the actual spirit world, because they are very much so like, my Lord, important messengers when it comes to our lives, when it comes to our spiritual journey, when it comes to our path. Both crows and cats, I've mentioned before, have got the ability to understand and to live in both worlds at the same time, this world and the spirit world. So that's why they're so powerful, and that's why they are bringing you very, very important message. So this message is just going to be kind of like the way that they're going to bring you the message is, once you're going to come across crow or the actual raven or a bird which is going to be similar to this, you see, you just need to remember that very shortly after, almost immediately, you will just kind of become aware of something. But it's pretty much so to do with an important part of your life that you should pay attention to it. But it's pretty much so also connected to this kind of like a confirmation of something very ludicrous, something very crazy, something very kind of like, oh my God, that you're going to become aware of. But this is something that is going to make even more strong. This is something that is going to make even more powerful. This is something that is going to make your life so much more meaningful. I'm not saying that your life was not meaningful, but I'm just saying that there's so many answers that are actually going to be answered. So at least, it's going to seem like, oh my God, almost like as if you are seeing like lots of big, huge, massive mountains in front of you that you're going to need to go over. But at least you will know that you are on the right path, because once your eyes are open, nothing is going to close them ever again. This is very important month for you, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Scorpio, and it's for July 2021. So this monthly for a horoscope tarot card reading, it's for you, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and it's for July 2021. And when it comes to your number, it is number 1112. 1112, it's your number when it comes to the actual numbers, when it comes to the power of numbers, when it comes to the numerology, when it comes to the actual energy of the whole month. This means that a whole new path is going to be unearthed for you. The whole new path is going to be open for you. It's going to happen something very significant, at around the mid-month, that is going to play an important role at the very end of July, the last 3 days of July. It's going to bring you an opportunity that you would not think that you would have so far. It's going to bring you an opportunity that is going to surprise you as well, how much you're going to feel connected to. But this is purely because you're going to find yourself slowly redirected. But it's important, and also at the same time, that from the 1st of July also, you are going to have this feeling of like that you want to change things around. You will have this feeling like you want want to move things about. And this is also very important to mention, that this is the great month to actually smudge your home with a bit of a dry sage, or like a very powerful cleansing herbs like that, because it is going to find you're going to find this even more rejuvenated, and it's going to clear so much, especially when you're doing through such a powerful moment in time, which is bringing you the beginning of a cycle at the beginning of July, and an ending of a cycle at the end of July, and an ending of the cycle at the end of July. It's going to bring you the actual you kind of finding yourself, you know, on a path that you did not plan. But it's important because it's all coming from that realization that is going to open your eyes, and you're going to become aware of something ludicrous, something crazy. But most certainly it's going to be the best thing for you, because at least it is just going to be super beneficial for you and your path and your life and the decision that you're going to make later on. You know, it's just going to help you so much to escape things in your life that you don't want to be kind of part of. And this is all going to make sense, my gorgeous Scorpioni, like there is no tomorrow. This is a very important month. And I also want to stress that the very significant news you will have at around the first week in July as well. Very significant news, and this is to do with you, with what you were doing, with what you were hoping for, and what you were trying to achieve. Somewhere where you got stuck a bit, like in the process, you know, this is also going to bring a very important key. That key is of course going to play its role, which is going to unlock the door for you as well. So you can expect the new portal to open as well within the first 7 days of July. But the 7th day, this very much so, the 7th day of July, I need you to like really kind of like get your senses going, baby, because at the 7th of July, you know, your psychic powers are going to be like a big mama. You know, they're going to bring a big mama moment. You know, your psychic powers, you know, your third psychic eye, your pineal gland, you know, and all this is going to be very much so enhanced, you know, when it comes to you on the 7th July specifically. It is nothing unusual that this is going to happen on the 7th July, because it is a very angelic and it's a very powerful number when it comes to your spirit guide as well. So there is on the 7th of July something is going to be on your mind, you know, something is going to be on your mind, and you must not ignore it, because this is also going to be connected to like some kind of warning, but also like a little hidden message connected to the certain opportunity. And this is all to do with you discovering something about your life, but also most importantly rediscovering the lost part of yourself, if I can say like that. On another hand, you know, this is the month when you are going to have a very much so strong power when it comes to your own strength, my lord. So if you want to like kind of do things for the first time, if you want to try things for the first time, you know, you should just go for it. Because, you know, also on another hand, I can say that, you know, it is about the moment in time that you're gonna have from the beginning of the month. You're gonna feel very confident, and I really like it. And because the energy is going to be very strong and the energy is going to be very powerful, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, you know. That same energy can like confuse quite a lot, you know, like a bit of a Twilight Zone-ish, you know, Twilight Zone moment. But you need to understand that that same energy that is confusing you, just kind of do the flip-flop moment, spiritual flip-flop moment, and you use it to your own advantage. It's like manifesting things, trying to achieve things, you know. You just use the same energy into your own advantage. This is something I need you to remember, because you are going to deal with a specific person that is just going to make you feel like that as well this July as well. You're going to need to kind of do something quite significant, important, and this is something like that particular day is going to be very strange energy around you. Somebody who used to have a very strong karma with you, somebody who used to be part of your life. Maybe you're going to need to discuss something, maybe you're going to need to sort something out, and this is the energy that I'm talking about, that can actually mess things up a little bit. So that's why I'm saying that you just use it to your own power and use the magic of July, the 7th month of this year. It is the 7th. You see, yet again we have this powerful number which is connected to your angel, connected to your spiritual guide. So you just can't do wrong, you know, you just simply can't do wrong. Just use this energy into your advantage. On another hand, you know what I was going to say, it's just pretty much so you are have this important news or a message, you know, this information you will get hold of that is is just going to put a big smile on your face, because it is going to be so important to you. It's going to be very personal to you. It's going to be kind of pretty much so connected to like some kind of accomplishment. And I really like it because it's to do with like about 12 months. Within the last 12 months, you know, things were dragging. They were very annoying at the time. And this is something that you did not like because it affected you in so many different ways, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So it brought you a bit of like a pain, sadness, like, oh no, negativity and sorrow, disappointment, trouble. You see what I mean? So it's all opposite of that. So now this is all these energies are just going to give you this power. They're going to give you this ability. They're going to give you this possibility, you know, to actually kind of realize things for what they are. And that in itself is going to help you to make this big step and move on with your life. So very kind of like a negative stage and part of your life is slowly coming to an end. This already started its process at around June 2021. So now July 2021, this is a big mama unfoldment that you're actually going to have, and I really like this indeed. What else I was going to say, this is going to, you know what, because it's marking the moment of your own kind of like a transition, change, you know, it's reversal of things that are just like kind of that became very heavy and very negative in your life, you know, but maybe you just kind of like you were still kind of hoping because the energy wasn't as clear, so you kind of were still kind of holding on to the certain aspect of your life that slowly came to an end. So now this is going to help you so nicely to actually swiftly move on, because it's just going to give you this ability to look at the things from a completely different aspect, you know, from really high up, but at the same from an upside down moment. It's going to realize the things are not as bad as you thought it maybe were. On another hand, you know, this is going to lead towards the actual abandonment and sacrifice. You're going to become aware that there's a certain specific part of your life that you're going to need to sacrifice. And this is important because it's all you're going to need to do is have a specific readjustment, you know, and this in itself is going to start the process of your own regeneration, your own rebirth, my gorgeous Scorpioni, because what that is going to bring you like a hope, it's going to bring you faith and absolutely big mama, mind-blowing inspiration. This inspiration, it's going to be mind-blowing because it's going to change your outlook. It's going to change the way you look at things, but most importantly, it's going to redirect you towards the right direction, because you will know that now suddenly, you know, you're going to have a big moment of hope and excitement where you just kind of thought that things slowly came to an end. But this is pretty much so to do with an inspiration. By the end of the month, it's all about the actual opportunity that you are going to have. It's going to be so important to actually say this, because it's going to help you out so much to kind of speed up the certain things in your life, but also at the same time it's going to confirm things to you that you were uncertain about, and they were also kind of slowing you down because you were waiting for the right moment, for the right time to kind of make the necessary step forward, but you weren't too sure. So now you will kind of have some kind of confirmation why you didn't move on, why you didn't do that, why you didn't do the other thing. You know, it's going to be great confirmation, because you will know that you were doing the right thing and you are doing the right thing by kind of like acting in this particular way. And this is all going to be really important, because as I said, by the time you get to the actual last part of the last week of July, you are going to have this opportunity with like kind of unlimited opportunities. I'm all talking about these bright prospects, but it's going to come with an element of like kind of something being hidden from you, something being hidden from you, the right real extent of this actual opportunity. So you're just going to need to dig a little bit deeper, and the only way to kind of go for it and dig a little bit deeper is by you just kind of thinking about it in an optimistic way, in a positive way, and that way you're already sending this message to the universe. You're creating your own little spell, you know, you're sending a message to the universe. You're starting the process of manifestation. then and there, which is what I said is going to bring you like unlimited possibilities. But then at the same time, it's just like about like it's going to remind you how things used to be, and something it's going to have a very strong connection with the past, and you will want to kind of like also kind of like a mix. It's the mixture of the past and present that is going to make you feel very optimistic. At the same time, you are going to have a very powerful sign when it comes to the actual confirmation as well, you know, and the sign is going to happen when you feel very satisfied, when you feel happiness that you didn't feel in a long time, but also purely through your own pleasure. This is very, very important. Look at this, my gorgeous Scorpioni. I just wanted to take this oracle card. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, and if you care enough about living, make a better place for you and for me. You see this? Harmony. It is the return of the energy into your life. It is the return of an important balance that was missing, and at the same time hope. Where you've lost hope, it looks like, you know, maybe you fell a bit down, you felt really negative, you felt uncertain, so there is a hope coming. So this is why this is going to be a game changer, my gorgeous Scorpioni. And now, what else I was going to say? When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is also really important, because I need to say to you, it's something like, you know, don't forget to kind of like use products like organic aloe vera juice, because I know that your stomach is still, my God, your stomach is still sensitive. There is lots of negativity when it comes to your own digestion. So my advice is to try to use organic aloe vera juice and drink it. It's so good for the actual stomach lining. It's full of goodness. And at the same time, try to kind of boost friendly bacteria when it comes to your stomach, and avoid the bloody sugar. You know, sugar, I'm saying this so many times, and I'm going to say it again. If you can possibly cut out the sugar completely out of your diet, it's what I've done, it would be fantastic. Like, try to use something like organic maple syrup. My God, did you see that plant just fell? This is your sign. Try to use organic maple syrup. You fell, baby, where it's just mentioned this. So it's important that even the plant just confirmed this for you. So try to cut out sugar and try to use organic maple syrup. I probably wouldn't use and wouldn't advise organic honey anymore, because it's very difficult to find pure honey. You know, they're mixing it with everything, and I do not like it when it's like that whatsoever. So the safest option would be like something like organic maple syrup. So you can put it in your coffee, a little bit of tea, or whatever you're doing. So this is something that is going to be very beneficial for you. And at the same time, try to use something like a natural B vitamin. So try to eat food which is rich in B vitamins, and also at the same time you can get a natural B vitamin complex that you take on a daily basis every first thing in the morning. And this is going to not only be beneficial for your entire digestive system, but it's also going to be beneficial for your nervous system, and you get a little bit of stress as well this month. And also on another hand, it's going to be remarkable when it comes to your own energy. The only thing I would say again about natural B vitamin complex, that folic acid needs to be like a folate instead of folic acid, because folic acid is like more like a chemicalish, and folate is like a natural way. And also B12 within this B complex, as I said millions of times, it needs to be made in a natural way, opposed to the actual chemical way, because you don't want to put chemicals into your body whatsoever. And on another hand, you know, it's like the sensitive skin in general. The sensitive skin, again, try to use products on your skin that are completely natural, and also try to use the odorants that are aluminum free, because that way you don't block your pores, so you don't end up with a concoction of chemicals in your body. I know quite a few people said, oh my God, no, I just used like aluminum free deodorant and I just stunk, you know, like it was very strong smell, you know, if people go to work out or people sweat a lot. Yeah, I understand, but it's just don't give up, because there are different, you know, types of a natural deodorant, aluminum free products that you can use that can be much better and that can actually work. So you just need to find the one that works for you the best. Okay, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now the very first date that I would like to pay attention, I would like you to pay attention to is the 2nd of July. So the 2nd of July is going to bring the moment, oh my God, it's a little bit, or just a little bit of crisis, because it's to do pretty much so with a certain conflict or some kind of domination. Please don't get like scared or anything. It's going to be absolutely fine, and this is going to work for you really great, because it's just also going to be the last little drop that is just going to kind of finalize things for you, because it's going to make you think in a certain way. It's going to change your opinion on a certain matter, and that in itself is going to make you act in a very sharp way, and that is brilliant, because it's almost at the same time going to resolve the actual obstacle that was in your life for the last 8 months, and it was really affecting you. And that in itself is just going to increase your desire, determination, and the strong willpower. You need to pay attention to the actual goal. There is a certain goal that is going to be on your mind, and this is rather intelligent choice, because it's pretty much going to even increase more energy towards this desire, will, and resolution when it comes to other things in your life as well. The balance is going to be perfect. The harmonious energy is going to be just right. This is going to lead towards an important moment in justice that you are going to have personally, which is going to come out in November 2021. So this is going to lead towards an important moment in justice. Don't you worry, my gorgeous Scorpioni. This is all going to make sense. Okay, so something that I would wanted to recommend you, of course, would be Black Obsidian. Black Obsidian is fantastic, and if you're dealing with negative people, with negative situations throughout like July, August, and September, this is something I would highly recommend you, because it's going to work very nicely, perfectly with your own energies. It's not going to mess you up. I say mess you up. It's not too heavy. It's not too strong. It's going to protect your energy, and it's going to be just right when it comes to your personal balance. It's going to protect you against negative people and negative energy. On top of that, it's going to be fantastic when it comes to the idea and knowing exactly intentionally, and not intentional, but knowing exactly psychically, you know, which ideas to kind of pay attention to, because there are going to be so many, and this is just going to help you with the balance. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that. The 11th of July, now this is the time of your own like kind of moment of a spiritual awakening, because something is going to be on your mind in the morning. 11th of July, okay? Something, you may have like a really bizarre and strange dream, but then again, it's about what was happening in that dream, not as such what the dream was all about. Have you felt what was happening, who was appearing in this dream? This is all going to be playing an important role, because this is the time of your own spiritual awakening. And just see, some kind of solution is going to come to you on that day. You will know exactly what to do, an important solution, and that solution is just going to unlock so many doors, purely because it's just going to be superb and very significant when it comes to your own personal financial security, you know, and safety, and also the financial security, financial safety, you know. But at the same time, it's pretty much so very important for you to understand that on the 11th of July, you will be playing an important role when it comes to some kind of problem, big mama problem, because there is some kind of family matter, something is going to come up. So it's going to be either you and the people that are very close to you, very important to you. Something is going to happen, and you will think that your input is not needed, but your input is going to be needed, because somebody very close to you is going to be going through something really bizarre, and this is karmic. You have got the right answer, and this is karmically going to be very powerful moment, because you're going to get a reward from that later on. Not that I'm saying this to you to do because you're gonna get a reward, you know what I mean? No, baby, no, but you know what I mean. And also 11th of July, of course it had to happen. A little hermit moment, you know. but not like hermit moment as such, where you will want to be completely by yourself on your own, but you will just become aware. You will be pretty much aware of the different dimensions, different energy, because the vibration is going to be pretty thick, but in the best possible way, you know, in a brilliant way, because it's only going to bring the best out of you. It's going to get you thinking, but it's also going to get you do something that you wouldn't normally do, and that in itself, it's very important, because it's going to open up something within you. But at the same time, you know, you're going to be very kind of, you're going to be going through your own process of your own self-illumination, which is just going to kind of like really point out that what you are exactly in self-denial about. You really need to be honest with yourself, and yet again, you need to pay attention to your own intuition, because your psychic powers, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is going to be increased in July. Very strong psychic powers you will have in throughout the month of July, and also very strong psychic powers you are going to have in the month of November, of course. So this is something I need you to remember. You basically on the 11th of July is just like basically this is going to help you. What you're in self-denial about is going to be connected to you making the necessary step when it comes to recognizing an important part of your life, but also recognizing how special and how unique and how powerful you are. That is going to start the process of the actual ultimate change, you know. At the same time, you know, it's to do with your own capability, it's to do with why you are so different, it's to do with things that make you feel great, it's to do with things that make you feel happy, and you just kind of take all this like kind of energy and elements, mixing them together and taking them on the completely next level, and just making the most out of it, you know. At the same time, you will have a powerful information, news, message that is going to come to you, which you're going to become aware of the actual very important reward from hard work. And this is going to be a very successful moment in time, and the fact that certain people are going to admire you, it's going to mean to you so much, because it's going to confirm to you things to you when you want them to be confirmed the most. You know, the certain things that you want to be confirmed are going to be confirmed to you. But this is all going to make sense, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed, because it's to do with your own, what you know, with your own practicality, as I said, with your practical knowledge. And at the same time, you know, it's going to be kind of like a bit, pretty much like, ooh, it's going to bring like a little bit of a business acumen within you. But at the same time, it's about your strength, and also you're going to become aware of the certain negotiation, okay, because this is the first time kind of that you're going to become aware of the certain negotiation, and there is going to be kind of like some kind of time span that is going to be available to you. And at the same time, you know, the motivation from someone very important and someone successful on so many different levels in your life who mean to you so much is going to be so significant, because they're also going to be playing an important role when it comes to you kind of having this enlightening moment here and moving on with your life, you know, and doing things that make you feel happy. The third important date, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it's going to be on the 24th of July, you know. Now, this is about an opportunity that you're going to have just by chance. Look at this. Heal the world. I don't know why am I singing this song every time when I'm shuffling this deck. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and this is 24th, an opportunity for the 24th, opportunity on the 24th of July, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Grace, be true to yourself. Do not ignore it, okay? And also, you're going to need to respond to something, but to the certain situation. And the only way to respond is to be yourself. Very, very important indeed. And another card, you see this? Now again, gentleness. You see, it's all about you responding in the way that you should actually respond, which means that you will feel like you want to keep certain things behind, you see? But then again, at the same time, you just need to remember to be yourself, you see? Very important time of centering, grounding. And also, if you are having some kind of like a meditation and things like that, grounding, there are lots of answers that you're going to get on this specific day that are going to surprise you. In a good way. Okay, so now the 24th of July, it's all about like an opportunity that you're going to have by chance, you know. And just remember, on the 24th of July, you're going to have an opportunity that is going to happen by chance. You know, you're not going to expect it, but this is going to lead towards like a very important moment of the actual materialistic life when it comes to materialistic gain. But it's going to just kind of help make you realize that in between the 24th of July and at the end of that month, you are going to need to concentrate a little bit more. You must not rush into anything, you know, without being kind of like too certain about it, because it's all about deep concentration. You're going to need to brush up on something. You're going to need to learn about something. You're going to need to kind of expand your knowledge. You know, it's all about your own reflection and respect for knowledge. You know, it's going to be like pretty much so enhanced here. You know, pay attention to the desire for learning new things. Where you're feeling drawn to, you know, what you're feeling drawn towards. And at the same time, when somebody quite significant in your life is presenting with the news in between the 24th and the end of that month, that is also going to happen at the perfect time, because you will realize, oh my God, something really weird is going to happen in a synchronistic way, and you're going to be like, oh my God, you know, you will just know that this is going to be an important sign. That in itself, it's going to help you with your own kind of like a personal judgment, you know, but what kind of action you need to make, you know, in order to improve your life, in order to develop yourself, you know, and at the same time, you know, an outcome of the past effort is just going to happen at the just perfect moment. And that in itself is just about the actual, it's going to start the process of your own rebirth, you know. Just remember that what else I was going to say that it's really important, my gorgeous Scorpioni, that actually the 24th of July, from the 24th of July until the end of that month, this is the time to show yourself, to prove yourself, to express yourself. So if you want some kind of like a promotion, if you want some kind of job, if you want promotion, then you're just like, yeah, do as much as you can, because your energy is going to be very, very strong. So, and you have a very great, like, oh my God, chance to actually get a promotion. Very lucky time in your life indeed. So if you're looking for work and things like that, from the 24th of July onwards, this is something that I wanted to say. And on another hand, you know, if you want to kind of like the process of manifestation, trying to make things happen, trying to kind of like send the energy towards the universe, the 24th of July is going to be a very powerful day when it comes to that. It looks like you're also going to feel like you want to kind of do like a little ritual, you know, so if you want to light a little candle and do things like that, send a certain message to the universe, if you want like to do some kind of affirmation all day, you know, all these things are going to be echoing, you know, within your energy, within your dimension, within your vibration, and it's going to reach the universe much quicker, much sooner, because I can see some kind of ritual going to taking place here. By the same time, as soon as you start the process of little ritual, I can also see some kind of idea that it's going to come to you, and it's just pretty much so going to answer your question, what will you need to do, what do you need to do next towards the actual specific goal. Another thing I was going to recommend you would be gorgeous rhodochrosite. It's absolutely fantastic, one of the most powerful crystals, and this is something that I would like you to wear like in July, August and September. Every time when you feel low, when you feel down, when you feel negative, when you feel deflated, when you're around people that you need to be around, when you do things that you need to do, but when you express yourself, but then people are just draining your energy and things like that. This has got the ability to instantly boost your energy, to instantly make you feel so much better, and it helps you with expressing yourself and with an extension of your own energy. This gorgeous rhodochrosite comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. But buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, I have to say that. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to say briefly what is going to happen in the first part of July, mid-July, and the last part of July. What to pay attention to, just briefly. The first part of July, it's all about, you know what, because the end, remember I said the energy is going to be quite thick, okay, the first week of July in particular. So pay attention to kind of not to focus on negative or any negativity, because this is what I said. You use this energy and you will see it's actually use it to your own advantages. If you feel like a little bit low, negative, or if you find yourself thinking about negative things in your life, negative aspects, just remember to use the same energy to your own advantage. This is something I need you to remember. Mid part of July is just you're gonna find yourself like, oh, why am I not doing this what I used to do? Why am I not doing that what I used to do? It's all about revisiting old plans. You know, by revisit, you're gonna find yourself being kind of like nostalgic. You're gonna be kind of thinking about how things used to be, what you used to do. But this is important because it's going to put you on the spiritual bridge, on the spiritual path, when your eyes are going to be open, and it's going to help you to reconnect with yourself. And this is going to lead towards you taking the next steps, you know, and continuing to move forward. It's pretty much so to do with the actual expanding your plans, you know. But then again, the certain person is going to be playing an important role here as well. The third part of July, it's the actual, you know, you just need to remember that I'm so happy for you because it's all about this opportunity, but also the light at the end of the tunnel, because something very negative and heavy and something so annoying in your life is slowly coming to an end. So this is going to help you really pretty much so to do and to make some kind of big change when it comes to your home or when it comes to your immediate environment as well. It's a fantastic time to pay attention to an interesting advice you're going to get at the end of July, an interesting advice from somebody very special and very interesting, again, because this is going to help you with a certain obstacle in your life. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what is going to be your so I'm just going to see, what is going to happen with those of you in relationship. So this is for the month of July. Oops. Okay, so now Knight of Swords. Now this is very interesting. Now this is the time, most certainly the time for action, my gorgeous Scorpioni. You see this? It's very important time for action. It is all about creativity. This is going to be very rejuvenating time for both of you, for the couples, okay? But also at the same time, your partner is actually really going to surprise you by in the best possible way, and your partner is going to inspire you. Just pay attention to the actual idea that your partner is going to have. This is going to be very important. And then on another hand, you both as a couple are going to have a big moment, you know, like big mama news, very important news when it comes to the couples. This is so significant. So the couples this month in July are going to have a very important news when it comes to investing into the certain part of your life. When I say investment, when I say investing, this does not have to be like necessarily like financial investment or anything like that. No, baby, no. But it's what you should invest your energy towards. You're both going to start feeling instantly rejuvenated, you know, when you're thinking about it. So just remember that the couples are going to have a very, 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 very important moment, very important time when it comes to having a quite significant news, when it comes to exactly what part of your life you should invest your energy towards. Okay, so now when it comes to my gorgeous Scorpionis that are single and ready to mingy, okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, for those of you that are single, my gosh, you see this, do you know why am I saying my gosh? Because I got my cards are new and I already like kind of, so my cards are brand new and I've already like kind of, look what happened already. It's like a little bit broken and I can't believe that I broke them already, but hey. So basically, do you know what? It's the Eight of Cups. My gorgeous Scorpioni, this is the Eight of Cups. This is very important when it comes to those of you that are single. You know, you need to kind of have a certain, like, you're gonna move on from someone. I can see that you're still karmically, my lord, because you're very powerful when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your psychic powers, and you're also very powerful, very strong when it comes to that energy when you're holding on to someone that you shouldn't, somebody from your past or somebody who used to have something with or something like that. It's time to let go. It's very important to move on from from that person. So this is what's going to happen. Very, very important to say that there are two aspects going to happen. The first aspect is going to happen within the first months, within the first part of this month, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and this is the time of realization that you will know simply to move on from the certain person. And then another part, you see, half of the month, it's all about you just paying attention to your time in your life, where you're going to realize, for the single Scorpioni, you will realize there is going to be quite significant message that you are going to have, but this is pretty much so to do with your work, with to do things that you have been focusing on, that you wanted to achieve, and something is just going to really surprise you when it comes to being like having a swift, quick change. You know, for example, if this is all about like a swift change type of thing, things suddenly moving on and surprising you in the best possible way. This is going to bring you determination. This is going to revive you. This is going to re-energize you like there is no tomorrow. And that in itself is just going to really increase your own power. And it's going to put you on the path where you're just going to also be part of the continuation of the progress that you kind of a little bit left behind. And this is the time when you are about, your path is about to cross with somebody very, very special, and you will not even know that just yet. Maybe some of you are going to be aware of it in July, but pretty much so August is going to be very strongly when that person is going to come through, when that person is going to come forward. So it's very important to pay attention to your own determination and what this is, that is to do with some kind of continuation. By the same time, it's going to involve so many other things when it comes to your life that you're going to be part of, you know. And this is the time when this person is slowly going to start sharing the spiritual journey with you already. Very, very interesting, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and I can tell you it's not even going to be that long whatsoever. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I love you all so much. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.